Are there affordable small towns in Florida? Well, let me tell you a little bit about Bartow, Florida. Hey everyone, my name is Amy. I'm a real estate broker here in Florida. Usually when we think of Florida, we're thinking of beautiful beaches, vacations in the sun, Disney, theme parks, the ocean, beach towns. All of that is true. We have all those things in big cities, numerous things to do, but it can make living here challenging because it makes it crowded and expensive. So what if you want to live in Florida, but you also want to live in a place that has a charming small town, hometown feel? Is it even possible? And if it is possible, how much does it cost? That's why I wanted to talk to you today about Bartow. Bartow, Florida is a charming small town located in Central Florida. It's only about an hour from Tampa and about an hour from Orlando, and it is known for its small town charm, friendly people, the whole thing. It has so much to offer. I think you're going to see why a lot of people are really drawn to this area and why it's growing so much. Bartow has a rich history and culture. It's been home to Native Americans, Spanish settlers, and African Americans for centuries. Each of these groups, of course, left its own specific mark on the city's culture. Downtown Bartow has some interesting museums and historic homes and landmarks like the Polk County History Center, the African American Heritage Museum, and numerous homes on the Historic Registry and historic landmarks. The Wonder House is also in Bartow. You can tour the Wonder House, but only on a limited basis or by reservation, so I'll link that website below. I already mentioned that Bartow is only about an hour from Orlando and an hour from Tampa. And of course, around both of these big cities, there are numerous things to do. All of it is easily accessible from Bartow. Lakeland and Winter Haven are also even closer by. And from Bartow, for example, Legoland is only 10 miles. There are several parks and nature areas in Bartow for outdoor activities, golf, hiking, and biking on Fort Fraser Trail. And the whole Central Florida area is known for its lakes for fishing and boating, so there's no shortage of places for that too. Now for food, there's also no shortage of good places to eat in Bartow. It's big enough to have a lot of chain restaurants. But of course the best part are the local eateries. Front Page Brewery, Hacienda Mexico, True Pasta, Palace Pizza, Zest, Unfiltered, Bartow, just to name a few that you can find right downtown. I think that downtown Bartow is a great place for a day trip. We have done this before. You can pop into little boutiques and local shops. There's a Christian bookstore, a comic book store with memorabilia, thrift stores, gift shops, just a lot of stuff to do. It's very quaint, very cute. Okay, what about education and employment opportunities in Bartow? Bartow is growing like crazy. I think I said that already. It has a diverse economy, so there are a lot of different job opportunities, lots of different industries from manufacturing to technology, healthcare, hospitality. For education, there are several elementary schools, a few private schools. Polk County has charter and specialty schools as well, but in Bartow, there's Bartow High School and middle school. Bartow High School is a B+ rated school. There are AP classes and international baccalaureate courses offered there. Job growth in Bartow has been strong, but is predicted to be even stronger. The job growth rate is higher than the national average and higher than the Florida average. Unemployment is also lower than the national and Florida averages. The cost of living in Bartow is also far below the national average. You're probably aware of the rising home costs in Florida, but what about Bartow? And maybe you've also heard some kind of conflicting opinions about what the real estate market is doing in general and in Florida specifically. So I'm just going to stick with some facts and figures. I already mentioned the job growth that's predicted in Bartow. It's very strong. And you can also see growth in these housing statistics. Year to date, closed sales are up 26%. The median sale price of $299,990, which is substantially lower than the state as a whole, is up 9.4%. Active inventory is up 242%. Sales dollar volume is up 32%. New listings are up 27%. And new pending sales are up 29%. So let's talk about what's for sale today. There are properties for sale in downtown Bartow that are for sale, and it's going to sound like they are very cheap, which they are. Sometimes you can get something for less than $100,000, but these are investment properties. This is not just specific to Bartow, but I have people confused about this sometimes. If you see in the listing that it's calling for investors, that means you're going to have cash to purchase this property. And of course, there may be tenants in the property, so just a couple of things to consider. Aside from these investment properties, there are manufactured homes listed for sale in Floral Lakes. It's a 55 and over community. It's a pretty sought after community because it has a lot of nice amenities like the lake, a pool. They have low HOA fees, and all the homes in there are generally listed for under $200,000. Right now there are 76 homes for sale in Bartow, Florida, ranging from $85,000, the investment properties I mentioned, to a $5 million property with house with 300 acres. 2/3 of the homes are listed between $200,000 and $400,000. There's quite a variety also of homes, from homes in subdivisions to homes with acreage. Again, of the 76 homes for sale, 30 of them, that's about 40% of the homes, have been built in the last 3 years. This again speaks to the growth. That's mainly because of one new huge housing development in Bartow called Wind Meadows and Wind Meadows South. These are all houses in Wind Meadows and Wind Meadows South, and there are several hundred more houses planned. One of the greatest things about Bartow, in my opinion, is the unique and beautiful older housing developments. I wish I could show you all of it, but here is one of my favorite spots. It's the Church Street Historic District. There are several different areas in Bartow that have homes or buildings on the historic registry, but this is probably my favorite. It's so unique for Florida in general. It reminds me of those quaint towns in Georgia and Alabama that have a town square and these huge, beautiful southern homes that have live oaks dripping with Spanish moss. I feel like I've just scratched the surface of Bartow, and I've actually already done a video on Bartow that you can check out right here. But because of its growth, it needed to be revisited. If I didn't answer all your questions about Bartow, please reach out or comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching.